Vegan side effect. Never felt better about yourself.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
저희 방송은 다양한 언어를 제공합니다. 다음을 참고하세요. suprememastertv.com/schedule.
This is a terrible sin, understand? To slander someone and dishonor his reputation is just as bad as killing him, or worse, especially when that person is an enlightened saint and doing nothing harmful to no one, just preaching good and reminding people to do good or teaching them a liberation part. You see? That's why.
Please keep watching to find out more.
Supreme Master Ching Hai's lectures are not a complete meditation instruction. Please do not try alone. For free of charge guidance, please visit godsdirectcontact.org or contact any of our centers near you.
Today's episode will be presented in English with subtitles in Arabic, all access, also known as Vietnamese, Bulgarian, Chinese, English, French, German, Hindi, Hungarian, Indonesian, Japanese, Korean, Malay, Mongolian, Persian, Polish, Portuguese, Punjabi, Russian, Spanish, Telugu, and Thai. Kuidas lahab is how are you in Estonian. My name is Agnesia. The musical people of Estonia honor our intelligent animal friends for being examples of unconditional love, self-sacrifice, and loyalty at all times. The Republic of Estonia in Northern Europe is a coastal country with more than 2,000 islands in the nearby Baltic Sea. The land's peaceful forests, ancient peat bogs, and abundant wildlife all contribute to its natural beauty. As one of the world's most digitally advanced societies, Estonia has made internet access available everywhere, extending service into even the most rural areas. In Tallinn, Estonia's proud capital, public transportation is free of charge for all residents. This enchanting city is also known for its historic architectural beauty. Just a short ferry ride from the capital city are several of the Estonian islands, each with a unique appeal. The island of Saaremaa has healing mineral springs, while Muhu is known for its colorful handicrafts. Standing tall on the island of Hiiumaa is the 600-year-old Kopu Lighthouse, whose bright beacons of light still guide ships to safety today. Along with being active participants in the digital age, Estonians also take great pride in their long-standing and unifying tradition of song. As a celebration with nationwide participation, their first song festival was held more than 150 years ago. Today's Estonian Song Festival brings together thousands of participants in a spectacular and moving event. We were happy to briefly introduce Pristine Estonia to you, generous viewers. May your daily spiritual practice be the venue to connect with God's pure love. For decades, Supreme Master Ching Hai has illuminated our world with her divine teachings. A fully enlightened master, she imparts the Kuan Yin method of meditation to those desiring to immediately discover the God nature within, to achieve in one lifetime eternal liberation from the cycle of transmigration. The Kuan Yin method has been practiced by all enlightened masters, such as the worshipped world-honored one, Shakyamuni Buddha, the worshipped Son of God, Jesus Christ, the venerated master and philosopher, Confucius, the venerated Lord Krishna, the venerated master and philosopher, Lao Tzu, the venerated Lord Mahavira, the beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and many more. Supreme Master Ching Hai emphasizes that if we always remember God, render selfless service to others, and follow the laws of the universe, we will reach our highest potential as humans and truly understand our purpose on earth. An extraordinary living example of compassion, she lovingly and regularly sends material and financial assistance to refugees, the homeless, natural disaster victims, and others needing relief. Supreme Master Ching Hai respectfully thanks all special individuals, organizations, leaders, and governments for all your genuine, loving, ongoing support. May heaven bless you forevermore. We, the Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association members, are also sincerely grateful for your expressive kindness, wishing you the best. Supreme Master Ching Hai receives love and recognition from various organizations, media, governments, individuals, and many awards, such as the 2006 Gusi Peace Prize, considered the Nobel Peace Prize of the East, the World Spiritual Leadership Award in 1994, the Mahavir Award in 2008, February 22nd and October 25th, both proclaimed as the Supreme Master Ching Hai Day, an honorary citizen of the United States, etc., and has been honored throughout the years with numerous other awards and accolades for her outstanding philanthropic and humanitarian deeds. etc. We apologize for not being able to show many other awards and honors for lack of space and time. Supreme Master Chin Hai respectfully thanks all special individuals, organizations, leaders, and governments for all your genuine, loving, ongoing support. May heaven bless you forevermore. We, the Supreme Master Chin Hai International Association members, are also sincerely grateful for your expressive kindness, wishing you the best. A true voice for our beautiful animal friends, Supreme Master Chin Hai promotes the peaceful, loving plant-based diet and envisions with humanity's awakening to the sacredness of all life, a tranquil and glorious all-vegan world where animals and people live in respectful harmony. Her initiatives included alternative living flyer distribution, the International Vegan Restaurants, Loving Hut, vegan food companies, vegan fur products, Supreme Master Television, as well as writing and speaking to influential government and media leaders, participating in televised conferences on climate change, etc. Whether we are aware of it or not, her efforts have had an enormous influence on global awareness of the animal-friendly lifestyle and how this benevolent way can bring lasting peace among nations while saving our planet from climate change and disasters. Supreme Master Chin Hai has traveled worldwide and held discourses with the public and her disciples on a variety of spiritual topics. Today, we are blessed to present one of these insightful lectures entitled Buddhist Stories, Cinca, the Brahmin Girl, Part 2 of 5, on Between Master and Disciples, given in English on September 27, 2015 in Saint-Agnès, France.
They call her to come because somebody advised them that this woman, if you engage her, you can defame the Buddha, but they also didn't know what to do. So they just called her there, and then she stood there, and they stood there, and they didn't know what to say. So, and finally, she kept asking many times. So they say, okay, do whatever you can to defame the Gautama, the Buddha. So she says she will do it. Woman, clever. Yeah. From that time on, she employed all her skills in the arts of a woman to effect her purpose. When the residents of Savatthi were returning from Jetavana after listening to the Dhamma from the Buddha, she would put on a cloak of red color and bearing perfumes and garlands in her hands, would walk in the direction of Jetavana. Okay? The followers and the disciples of the Buddha were walking from Jetavana to go home. And she, this woman, so-called nun, wearing a red coat, meaning very, very opulent, very eye-catching clothes and perfume and flowers and decorating makeup herself, was walking opposite direction to Jetavana, understand, to where the Buddha resided. Now you probably understood already what's going on. And then the people, of course, asked her, where are you going at this time of day? She said, what business is it of yours where I'm going? Say, mind your own business. She didn't even answer. And then she would reply that. And then she would spend the night near Jetavana at the monastery of the sectarians. And early in the following morning, when throngs of lay disciples were coming out of the city for the purpose of rendering the morning greeting to the Buddha, she would wend her way back and re-enter the city. As if she stayed the whole night in Jetavana Park, but she didn't. She stayed in a temple of these sectarian jealous teachers, yeah. So people ask again, where have you spent the night? People ask her. So she say, it's not your business where I spent my night. And then she just left again. So after the lapse of a month and a half, she kept doing like this. Yeah. Whenever they asked her this question, she would reply, I spent the night at Chetavana alone with the monk Gautama in the perfume chamber. Yeah. Perfume chamber is a place where they build specially for the Buddha alone to stay, apart from other monks and people. So she says she spent the night with Gautama the Buddha in his perfume room. Yeah. So after 1 month and a half, then she replied like that. Before she just say, no, none of your business. But after a while, 5, 6 weeks, she said, I spent the night with the Buddha. She didn't say the Buddha. She says Gautama the monk. Yeah. And by her answer, she caused doubts and misgivings to spring up in the minds of those who were still worldlings, meaning the ones who were not truly enlightened yet. They were not very highly enlightened and not very diligent in practice in order to perceive inside knowledge, not just by hearing, but knowing intuitively inside, or by vision, or by wisdom, knowing that it's not true or it is true. So they listen to her. These kind of people, easily swayed, yeah. Faith is not firm, enlightenment little, ego big, ignorance bigger. So they kind of doubt it now. They felt like believing in her something, somewhat. So these people were still worldlings, meaning they were not saintly yet, even though they were monks, even though they followed the Buddha, but they were not above the world level yet, not above human level yet. They call them worldlings. So these worldlings had doubts in their minds, so they said to themselves, but who wouldn't, huh? Who wouldn't? This is too obvious, right? The way she was doing was too obvious. Who wouldn't believe, right? It doesn't matter if saint or not saint. Maybe people was thinking like that, huh? Okay. Okay, so they said to themselves, is this true or is this false? When 3 or 4 months had gone by, she wrapped her belly about with bandages to create the impression that she was pregnant. And dressing herself in a scarlet cloak, she went about saying, I have conceived a child by the monk Gautama. Thus did she deceive utter simpletons, stupid people. When 8 months or 9 months had gone by, she fastened a disc of wood to her belly, drew a cloak over it, and produced swellings all over her body by pounding her hands and feet and back with the jawbone of an ox and pretending to be physically exhausted. So then she went one evening to the Hall of Truth and stood before the Tathagata, meaning the Buddha. There, in his gloriously adorned seat of truth, sat the Tathagata teaching the Dhamma. And standing there before him, Cinca, Manavika, opened her lips and reviled him, saying, Mighty monk, mighty is the tongue to which you teach the Dhamma. Sweet is your voice, soft are your lips. Nevertheless, you are the one by whom I have conceived a child, and the time of my delivery is near at hand. But in spite of all this, you make no effort to provide a lying in the chamber for me, nor do you offer to provide me with ghee or oil and such other things as I need. And failing yourself to attend to your duty, as a father. Neither do you say to any one of your supporters, the king of Kosala, or Anatapindika, or Visakha, your eminent female disciple, do for this young woman what should be done for her. You never said anything like that. You know well enough how to take your pleasure, but you do not know how to look after the child you have begotten. So thus she was reviling the Buddha in the midst of the congregation. in the public, at that time in the public. Even as a woman with a mass of dung in her hand might seek to defy the face of the moon. Maybe just useless, that's what I mean. Yeah, how can you defy the face of the moon? Today is a good story because we have moon festival. I did not think like that, but it's a proper story, huh? Moon festival, moon story, yeah, okay. So the Tathagata stopped his discourse and like a lion's roar, he cried out. He yelled out. Normally the Buddha doesn't yell, but he probably was upset or angry as this lies. So he yelled like, he roared like a lion, saying, "Sister, as to whether what you have said is true or false, that is something which only you and I know." He didn't even deny it. Yeah. But this is the thing, Buddha behavior, they behave like that, very noble. He didn't say, "No, you tell lies, you woman, you wicked, you do not say things like this about me. You know it's not true." He didn't say that. He said, "Whatever you said, true or not true, only you and I know." And he meant to her that she knew it was not true. And he knew it was not true. But he didn't deny, he didn't kind of like trash her or anything. So noble, eh? In front of the whole assembly of lay disciples, monks, and nuns, and kings, and everybody. He said nothing like that. So she said, "Yes, mighty monk, but who is to decide between the truth and the falsehood of what is known only to you and to me?" She mean, how can we tell anybody else? Huh? Everybody else should know about that. So at that moment, Saka, the god, the lord of the 33 gods in the 33 pleasure heaven, his seat suddenly became hot in heaven. It's just a sign of something wrong in the world, some connection with him somehow. So he felt heated, his seat. So therefore he pondered the cause and became aware of the following. Cinca Manavika is falsely accusing the Tathagata. Tathagata is one of the titles of the Buddha, okay? Yeah, meaning thirst come. So he said to himself, the god Saka said to himself, "I will clear up this matter." So he set out with 4 deities for his assistants from heaven. And these 4 deities, his assistants, turn themselves, "Stretch your legs, man, stretch. Stretch correctly. Don't worry about the Indian custom with the guru and stretching leg in front of the guru. Nothing. Don't worry about it. I'm not Indian, so you're free." In the Indian custom, you don't you don't put your legs toward the guru. You don't sleep with your legs, your foot toward the guru. You don't sit in the same height seat as the guru. Something like that. But I said, I'm not Indian. I'm not a Mataji in India, so you're free. You stretch your legs wherever you want. Okay? Be comfy, because it's not comfortable sitting long on the floor. I'm sorry, we cannot provide any more than this. Yeah, all right. Okay. And also we age, you and I age. And when we age, the body complains, okay? Quietly, but very loudly. And here is a little bit like humid in this season. So your bones will feel a little trouble. I put two boxes of medicine, small boxes of medicine outside next to the boiler machine. When you boil your tea, you use it to rub, okay? Yes. You rub whenever you like and then return it there so other people can use it. There's instructions inside, okay?
Yes.
So Shaka the god, he set forth with his 4 deities, four assistant deities, the heavenly assistants, his secretaries, and his probably his drivers, and his housekeeper, and another sub-secretary or shadow secretary, what they call it in England. Shadow secretary. Sounds not very trustworthy, is it? Yeah. In America, they say vice secretary, but shadow secretary and even shadow minister. Oh, I thought this is what a name, huh? It sounds dubious, It sounds scary. All right, then. So he went down with the 4 shadow sub-gods, yeah? And then these 4 deities, or divas, or whatever, they change themselves by magic power into mice, rats. Okay. And with one bite of their teeth, they came down, yeah? They came down from heaven, all the way down to where the Buddha sat. And they turned themselves into mice. And then with one bite of their teeth, these little mice severed the cords with which the disc of wood was fastened to the belly of the woman. Yeah. At that moment, the wind blew up the cloak, which was wrapped around her, and the disc of wood fell upon her feet, cutting off the toes of both her feet as well. Okay. Thereupon, the multitude cried out, "A hag is reviling the Supreme Enlightened One." So they spat on her head, and taking clods of earth and sticks in their hands, drove her out of Jetavana, where the Buddha was. The Buddha didn't say anything, but it just happened like that. Yeah. Okay. As she passed out of sight of the Tathagata, the great earth split apart. An abyss opened under her feet, and flames shot up from Avicii hell. Thus she was swallowed up, enveloped, as it were, in a scarlet blanket, such as is presented by a wealthy family, and reborn in the Avicii hell. Avicii hell is a hell that is non-stop punishment. You don't have 1 second of rest. They punish you forever and forever and forever. And it could be a very, very long time, like eternity. And this is called also like a non-stop, non-interrupted hell. One of the non-interrupted hell, meaning whatever punishment they meted out to you, you have it all day long, 24 hours, every second of the day. They make you die, they make you suffer, and then you revive again, and then you live again, and then you continue again and again and again and again. This is the worst hell of all, without any repose in between. This is reserved for the real deep criminals. Understand? The bad, the worst. Yeah. It's not that the Buddha wanted it that way. It's just her karma drew her down there. Not the Buddha. The Buddha never wanted to punish anybody at all. Not even the Saka God want that. Just the karma draws people to where they belong. This is terrible to slander the innocent Buddha. Yeah? That's why. Yeah. The slanders who slander normal people, yes, you will also reap punishment, but to slander an enlightened saint, this is the worst you can do to yourself. Yeah. So she went direct immediately with flames, even shooting up to drag her down to the Avicii hell. From that time, the gain and honor of the sectarians decreased even further. They wanted to gain more, but now they got less. Yeah. But the offerings presented to the master Buddha increased more and more. Of course, now his fame was more than before. Yeah. So actually, she was helping the Buddha. And the sectarians, in a way, were helping the Buddha. But as you sow, so shall you reap. They did not intend to help the Buddha that way. They intended to harm him. Therefore, they had to reap the consequences like that. And this is not yet to do with the other teachers yet. It's just the girl only. Yeah. Because she's the one herself thought of this scheme. You see, they also did not tell her what to do. They also didn't know what to do to defame the Buddha. But she herself, though being a nun, in the Brahmin sect is also very noble. Thought of this way to really slander him, degrade him in front of the multitude. This is a terrible sin, understand? To slander someone and dishonor his reputation is just as bad as killing him, or worse, especially when that person is an enlightened saint and doing nothing harmful to no one, just preaching good and reminding people to do good or teaching them a liberation path. You see? That's why.
Amazing viewers, we appreciate your company for today's episode entitled Buddhist Stories, Cinca, the Brahmin Girl, Part 2 of 5, on Between Master and Disciples. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for more positive programming. May all inhabitants of our magnificent planet coexist in peace and mutual understanding. Vegan side effect. Never felt such mental upliftment before.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/BMD.